everybody. Today I'm talking in English. As usual, I'm doing it in Hebrew, but today I would like to talk in English to the people all over the world, and also to try and to call people to come to live in Israel, especially to the Jews, that it's our homeland. Let's look about what is happening. Are we living in the end time? What does it mean, end time? As I see it, thank God it's Friday. It's the end of the world as we know it. We are going to enter into the big Sabbath, and that's what it is all about. It's changing of climate, changing of the way that people will live, and we feel it now as we are living in between. We are living in a time that one age is not finished and the other has not yet been come. And it's quite a long time that we live in such a world, and we feel it. We feel that people are changing, they are looking for answers, what is going on, as we see that climate is changing, and we see that more disaster of nature, and people are restless. Take a look about Europe, how things has been changed for at the last decade. You can't even recognize Europe because of the Arab Spring. People started to run from Africa, Middle East to Europe. All the people are looking for ability to live, and they want to save themselves. So they are running away from war, from killing, and they are trying to find a new life. But what is happening in Europe now that the Europeans don't recognize their homeland, that the changes for them are for the worse, for the people, the immigrants are for the better. But those things will come to a peaceful time, but it's taking time, and we have to be patient. Now, about Israel, I'd like to tell you something that I've noticed for a very long time, that there is a correlation between Jews' settlement in Israel and the development of technology. I'm talking about the first time that people started to come here in the 16th century, 15th century. It was when Tzfat was built by a Kabbalist, like Ari, Rabbi Avram Yitzchak Luria, Ashkenazi, also Rabbi Chaim Vital, Rabbi Cordovero, and they had pupils and students, and Tzfat started to develop. Take a look at Italy, at the Renaissance, and Leonardo da Vinci that started, he was not only a painter or a sculptor, but also a scientist, the first pathologist, and he started to build submarines and even tried to make airplanes. That's the small light that started to spread in the world. Now, in the 19th century, 1870, started to come more Jews to Israel. And take a look about the technology, what had happened to the world since the beginning of the 20th century or the end of the 19th century. We started to see cars, trains, airplanes, and things started to change from the chariot of 4 wheels we started to see that the technology is growing up. As more people came, the first Aliyah, the second one, the third one, we see that the cars are more developed, running faster. From World War I, we started to see airplanes. The airplanes in World War II was much more developed, much faster, and now we even have ability to fly from Israel to LA or New York in few hours, less than 24 hours. You are doing it very nicely. So we see that the more Jews are coming and living in Israel, the world is developed. See what had happened since 1950. That a lot of Jews after the Holocaust came to Israel. We see that the technology, not only cars and airplanes and whatever are developing, also television, radio, telephone. Now each one of us have a mobile phone on the pocket. And this I can see that in the 1990, in the end of the 20th century, came a big aliyah from Russia. And if you see the technology in computers and the mobile phones, since that time, it changed incredibly. We can speak here in Israel, and people in real time can see it in New York, can see it all over the world. So Israel, not only that the Jews are developing, or even Gentiles are developing things, there is a correlation between Israel that is settled by Jews, and it's like a battery to all over the world to develop the world. Israel needs the Jews inside in order to help all the world to develop and to see things in a better way and to get an easier life and better life. That's what I've noticed a long time ago, the correlation between Jews settled in Israel and the development of technology. And now let's look about what is going on now in Israel. Why do I say that Jews, I hope you will come and you will love Israel as I do. I was born here, and I also went as a tourist in Scotland and England, Spain and other places, and I've noticed something very interesting. In London, at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, people are running all over to come home, and then you want to go and buy something at the mall or whatever, closed. What they have open, it's all small shops that are held by the Indians. In Israel, I can walk. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I forgot to buy milk or something. Everything is open. Yes, I live in Tel Aviv, that it's a city of 24/7. Everything is open. I'm a woman. I'm not afraid to go at night in Tel Aviv. I can go to come. I can walk, not only drive in Tel Aviv by night. I also can walk in Tel Aviv by night. And I feel safe, and it's very important. In London, when I'd been there, even in the morning, at about 10 o'clock in the morning, I didn't feel safe as I do feel in Tel Aviv, in Israel. And it's very important for me as a woman to know that I can go out from my door and to come back and be safe. Also, we have everything. We are a modern country. We have not only cars and television and whatsoever. Wherever you go, you see Israel not only developing, that new cities are built, and the old city also get facelift with new buildings, but also it's a modern country in the old mean. We have malls, we have stores, we have everything. You can buy from a shoe to a house, and everyone can develop himself. As I look how the first Aliyah came at the end of the 19th century or the beginning of the 20th, I see what we have only from pictures, because I wasn't born then. And I see what they had, sand and more sand and more sand. And now we have buildings and cities and the modern life and highways and everything. Israel is a vivid country. Everyone can find himself or herself in Israel. Please come and visit as a tourist and see what I'm talking about is true. We have everything. You can go in the day to buy, in the evening to go to the theater, to the cinema, to restaurants. And we have, I have to tell you, but because people all over the world came to Israel, you can find food, whatever you want. You want Iraqi food, you will find restaurants. You want Greek food, you can find Italian, Romanian, Bulgarian. From culinary way, you can find Chinese food, Indian food. It's a very beautiful cuisine that we have, because people all over the world came. So if you like hot food or sweet herb food, you can find everything, Eastern European, Africans, and it's a very nice thing to have all those things. You go to a supermarket, you can find lots of fruits, and it's something very interesting. We are also having import apples and other fruits from all over the world, and the Israeli apples are bigger. It's like, I don't know, God is blessing our land. And here it's something that I read on the Bible, that on Hosea, book of Hosea, when we were sent out to this para, God cursed this land to anyone that is not Jewish. He blessed the land only for the Jews. And you can see places in Israel that the gardens are flourishing. In the next door, a neighbor next door who is not Jewish, the land is not flourishing. It's because the land is open only to the hands of the Jews because of the blessing of God. And if we look at Yechezkel 36, 37, we see that there is a prophecy that the desert will flourish like a rose. And if you walk all over the Israel of what we had once, sand and sand and sand, you see a flourishing country. You see we have forest in the Galilee, in the Carmel, in the way to Jerusalem. We have also, we are growing food, and even we have the way of wine. It's in the Negev, real desert, and everything is flourishing and very beautiful. And the land is giving a lot of fruits that Israel has the ability even to export fruits and whatsoever, because the land is giving food more than we have people. If once we had 3.5 million Jews in Israel, the land gave about 7 times more. Now we are 7 million people, and it's giving about 10 times more. So the land is blessed that Israel will have food and have the ability even to send food out. And there is something very interesting. When we were very small and less people, the land, we didn't find not gas, not oil, nothing. Now that we are about 7 million people in Israel, and more than 5 or 6 million Jews, we start to see that the land is also giving us gas, and also maybe, who knows, we might find even oil. That's a prophecy that I know, not from the Bible, but from a lady that I knew about more than 40 years ago. She was known as the prophet from Givatayim. Her name was Sally Linker, and she was also advising to Prime Minister Ben-Gurion and Levi Eshkol, and she said that when Israel will have 5 or even better 6 million Jews in Israel, then we will find gas and also oil. So everything is possible. So if you look about Israel, every aliyah made us stronger and build the country. The second aliyah came to something much more ready than the first aliyah came. And then we also had the third aliyah, the fourth aliyah that came from Germany. Those was people who came before the Holocaust, the fourth aliyah from Germany. They started to see that things are not going well in Germany. It was in 1933, in the beginning of the 1930s, before even Hitler came to power. They started to see anti-Semitism. There were people who read the map, and there were people who didn't read the map. And those who read the map and came to Israel, they are now rich people that run big companies like Strauss family, that everyone knows, the milk factory that they have, also lots of others that came and they made chocolate factories, and things started to develop. And now we have a very well-made country. People that came after the Holocaust, and they came with nothing. What they had, it's the clothes on them, and maybe a small bag of few things, maybe few clothes, maybe one plate or another. But they came really with the clothes on them. And come and see what those people built here in Israel, and how they worked and developed the country and developed themselves. So Israel is the country of lots of opportunities, and today we even have people here, scientists that have a Nobel Prize. So doctors that come here have about 11 hospitals that they can work in. They can open clinics of dentists. They can have, engineers can find themselves here. People that are working with computers. we have a lot of opportunities of working in Israel. Everyone can find himself what to do. It's a free country. You don't have to work only on opening roads, if they did once, that came doctors from Germany and they had no other jobs, so they started to work to open and to make roads. But today we have a very well-made country that anyone can find himself. Architects can find themselves, engineers, doctors, scientists, whatever. If you are also dealing with art, you can find yourself. We have schools for art. It can be fashion art, can be fine art. Everyone can find himself what to do, to be an industrial designer or whatever. So if we are looking about a modern country like New York, like London, like LA, whatsoever, that you have lots of opportunities, the same is in Israel. Israel have a television, so people that want to work at the television can work there. Whatever. Really, we are a modern country and I feel here much more safe. I can tell you what had happened to me once in London. I'd been there, and I was in the, not bus, in the subway. And I went to the train on the subway. And the man was sitting next to me. And I was lucky that a friend of mine from Scotland, she gave me a Celtic cross. And she said to me, in Rome, be like a Roman. So I put on myself the Celtic cross, and she said to me, if you are by yourself, take a ring and turn it down so people might think that you are a married woman. So that's what I did, and the man sat next to me, and he started to talk to me that he wanted me to come to his organization, that he see that I can fit to the organization. What was the organization? PLO. It was in the end of the 80s, and I started to shake what I'm doing, so I started to play with the Celtic cross. And also he saw that I have a turned down ring. And I said to him, look, I'm married to a Sicilian, and he is very jealous. And if he will see that a man is sitting next to me, he might even kill him. The PLO person next station went down, and I went down 2 stations later. I went to the hotel with the fear that I've never felt it in Israel. So here I don't have to walk with any Celtic cross, not to turn any ring. I can walk with ring, without rings, with whatsoever. And that is very important, to feel the safety that Israel is giving us. It's very, very important to a woman that is able to go to see friends and to come at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's a good thing. I can drive from Tel Aviv to the Negev at night. I can drive at the day, and everything is okay. And it's very, very, very good to know about it. And we have here museums, we have art, we have everything. We have coffee shops, and we have something very important, the seaside in Tel Aviv, that I love very much to go to the sea, even in the winter to sit near in a coffee shop and to look at the waves. It's very, very nice place. We have modern cities, we have old cities, we have Jerusalem, that it's the one and only city that you can see people that are live very nice, if it's Jews, Gentiles, and also in Jaffa you can find Jews and Gentiles that live together. And it's a very colorful place. You can see people all over the world, from Europe, from Africa, Asia, and we live very nice here, like brothers. Also, you can see them in New York, the Chabad people, that also are doing fantastic job. They are spreading unity and love. And that is very important for to know that we are all people of the world, and we are all brother and sister, all the Jews all over the world, we are brothers and sisters, and to know that we came from one God, and it's not only to say it from the lips to outside, it's really to feel that we are a united one nation. And the more we are united, the more light is spread into the world, because all the world are learning from us how to live. And we have, as the Bible says, we are the light will come out to the world from Jerusalem. And that's we are in the opening of such days where you can live a sheep with a snake, a wolf with a sheep, and you can see it who is growing up some own pets can see it. You can have a dog and a cat in the same home. And I've noticed something very interesting about cats and dogs, why they don't manage. It's different kind of body language. A cat, when she's angry and she wants to be left alone, she plays with the tail like this. When a dog is very happy, he's playing with the dog with the tail, all this. So when a dog sees that the cat, she moves her tail, he thinks that she is happy and she wants to play, so he comes. And he doesn't understand why he is getting bites and whatsoever, because the cat is angry. And the dog, when he moves his tail, the cat thinks that he is angry, so she's not coming near to him. That's the problem between cats and dogs. But if they live together as kittens and they start the life together, they can manage and go through there and be good friends. And if they can be good friends, we people can be good friends too. We have to know that all the Bible starts and ends with one sentence. ואהבת לרעך כמוך. It's to love your friend as you love yourself. And that's a very difficult thing to do, as we first we have first to love ourselves. When I'm talking about loving ourselves, I'm not talking about to be egoist or something like this. It's to know what I don't like that will make to me not to do it to other people. If I don't like noise in the night, at 12 o'clock in the night, I will not open the television in high volume, or I will not make a party, a noisy party. It's okay to have friends at home even at 2 o'clock in the morning, but not to make noise, not to make a problem with to other people. Because the people might sleep, they have to work at the next day, and we have to consider not only ourselves, but also the other, and to be nice to ourselves and to the other. If I don't like to walk on the street and someone will throw water on me, so I will not do it to other people. I will not throw water on them. Also, when I drive my car, I come to a T, and I see that a car wants to get into the main road. I give ability about 1 or 2 cars to get inside the main road. Why? I also stand from time to time on a T, and I want to go to the main road. So I'd like also that people will give me ability to get in. So that's a rule that I made to myself. Also, I want to park my car. I'm parking. I'm coming to a place and I see someone that wants to park his or her car, and it's a night. I stop, let the person to make the parking, and I turn off the light to the small ones. Why? To give the ability to the person to see better, that my light will not disturb him or her. To help people to make the parking. So to try to be a better people. And I hope that you see also Israel as I see it with a lot of love, not only because I was born here, it's because I've seen other places and I love Israel more, and sure I love Tel Aviv. Please come here, visit us, and see for yourself what I'm talking about is true, as we have a wonderful country. And okay, you might say Israel has problem with Arabs and bombs and whatsoever. It's not that bad, not every day, not every minute. Also in Europe you have it now. Also in the States you have crimes. But we are a normal country, and please come here and visit us, and you will see that we don't have earthquakes, we don't have volcano eruptions. We have nice, quiet country that are calling all of you, please come and come to Israel. Have a good day, and I hope you will enjoy and come and visit us, at least that, if not to make Aliyah and to be one of us and to help to build the new world, the world that is going to be born. And goodbye for tonight, for this day, and good day. Bye.